Stimulus bill just passed. $1,400 third stimulus check update plus $15 per hour minimum wage plus new state stimulus and side hustle ideas. Welcome back, you guys. It's Ron here with your third stimulus check update and stimulus package update. And I hope you guys are doing very well today. It's Saturday. It's the 27th of February. And just like that, it feels like they press fast forward on the stimulus check news from all sides. And let me catch you guys up really quickly. The House of Representatives just passed the third stimulus check bill. So of course we're going to cover that. We're also going to cover the Democrats' plan B for passing the $1.9 trillion stimulus package, how some families could get up to $14,000 from the third stimulus check bill. Yes, $14,000. I can't wait to share that one with you guys. And finally, not one, but two state stimulus programs for all you guys. So don't miss out on all of the updates on the third stimulus check package, as well as the next stimulus check package that we're already hearing rumors about right now. We also cover utility assistance, mortgage assistance, rental assistance, student loan forgiveness, and even the Social Security increases. We cover all of these details and more in the next stimulus package, so don't forget to hit the like button for us. Plus, I also have the latest side hustles from both my research and from your own comments, so definitely stay tuned. But first, I'd like to say welcome back to all my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys, and for those who are brand new to the channel, my name is Ron. We cover all things personal finance, investing, how to generate multiple streams of income, and of course, stimulus checks and stimulus check updates. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and tap the notification bell so that you know as soon as I release new videos and content. But for now, let's jump right into it. So the House of Representatives voted super early this morning on Saturday to approve President Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion pandemic aid package. Now, this is a major step toward putting the first legislative priority in play for the new administration. Now, the final vote from the House of Representatives was 219 to 212. And get this, 2 Democrats broke ranks and voted against the bill. So of course you're probably wondering who are those guys that broke ranks, right? So it was Kurt Schrader of Oregon and Jared Golden of Maine. So the bill did not pass with bipartisan support, as get this, not one Republican voted for it. But now that the bill has actually passed the House, it'll now go to the Senate. And the stimulus check package that was passed by the House Democrats also included direct aid for small businesses, not to mention $1,400 in direct stimulus checks to Americans who are making less than $75,000 per year, an increase in the child tax credits, direct funding to state and local governments, funding for schools, and money for vaccine distribution. And to make matters worse, we are still awaiting details, but the Senate is expected to strip out the provision on the legislation regarding increasing the federal minimum wage, ruled against including it under the procedure also known as the reconciliation process. Now, this is the very process that the Senate Democrats were using to be able to pass the bill with a simple majority vote. Now, if this happens, then the bill would have to go back to the House for a separate vote before it could go to President Biden to be signed into law. And just before the vote took place, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said, "As a matter of practice, I don't get involved in the rules of the United States Senate." And Pelosi also said, "But as a matter of values, I can just say we will not rest until we pass the $15 per hour minimum wage. If it doesn't prevail because of Senate rules, we will persist. We will not stop until we very soon pass the $15 minimum wage." Now, I know you guys, there's a lot of news coming up, some even saying that the stimulus checks may potentially be delayed. But let's get it straight right here. I agree that there may be a chance that the $1,400 stimulus checks might be delayed, but right now I'm sticking with the week of March 22nd for when they'll start hitting our bank accounts, unless something materially changes. Now, if that happens, then of course that date might change. Since the stimulus check bill was just passed by the House of Representatives, the bill will now head straight to the Senate, where House Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is eagerly waiting for it. And according to the latest sources, Schumer wants to keep the package relatively unchanged and avoid any last-minute changes. Now, Schumer also met with moderate Democrat senators on Thursday morning who pushed for several changes to the bill, including more funding for rural hospitals and broadband and extending unemployment benefits. Now, so far, he has not talked about changing anything major, so they're still expected to pass this with President Biden's signature before the deadline of March 14th, which is exactly when the unemployment insurance benefits would expire. So we really need to stick to this date. Now, if all goes well, then that would mean that we could start expecting the $1,400 stimulus checks to start arriving via direct deposit during the week of March 22nd, paper checks during the week of March 29th, and of course the economic payment cards or the debit cards during the week of April 5th. Now, in an even more surprising turn of events, even though Senate parliamentarian Elizabeth McDonough has ruled against the $15 per hour minimum wage increase being included inside of the stimulus package, lo and behold, the House Democrats decided to leave it in there. or at least that's what the rumors are saying. Exact details on exactly what was in the stimulus package so far have not yet been released. But of course, as soon as they are released, we're going to pick this thing apart and go over and understand exactly what is in the stimulus package. Now, Pelosi called the decision disappointing, adding that the House Democrats believe that the minimum wage hike is necessary. Therefore, this provision will remain in the American Rescue Plan on the floor vote tomorrow. Now, this is obviously what she said yesterday. Now, worst case here is that the House passes the bill with the increase included, and then the Senate strips out the minimum wage provision, and then eventually the bill will go back to the House to face another vote. Now, of course, this is a hypothetical situation, but all of this could technically occur before March 14th. Yeah, I know it's a tight deadline, but they can definitely pull this off and still remain on schedule. And like Pelosi said, the sooner that we pass the bill and get it signed, the sooner we can make the progress that legislation is all about, saving the lives and the livelihoods of the American people. So again, guys, at least for now, until confirmed sources say otherwise, we're still sticking with the March 22nd timeline for when we can expect to receive the $1,400 stimulus checks. So definitely stay tuned for my upcoming videos on the fast developing story, and watch out for any breaking news videos that I'm probably going to drop for you guys. So I highly recommend that you guys subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know as soon as I release new videos. Now, overall, if you think about it, ruling out the $15 per hour minimum wage provision actually boosted the bill's chances of being passed, especially how we've been talking about how moderate Democratic senators Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema have publicly opposed including the minimum wage boost in the package. They've had no problems passing it with the House of Representatives because they have a bigger margin of Democrats in there. But in the Senate, the split is 50-50. So the Republicans, if they remain opposed, this could be a little bit of trouble for the Democrats to get it passed. And so in the Senate, the Democrats are going to have to stay united and depend on Vice President Kamala Harris as the tie-breaking vote. Now, if the Senate passes the bill without the minimum wage increase and sends it back to the House, then liberals will probably have to make peace with supporting it anyway. And some of them even wanted the parliamentarian fired, which has actually happened before. The problem is that they need a simple majority vote in order to overturn the parliamentarian ruling. And like we said before, Manchin and Sinema were not going for it. And neither is the White House, who already confirmed that President Biden and Kamala Harris plan to respect the parliamentarian's ruling. And according to White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, she said that President Biden is disappointed in this outcome. He respects the parliamentarian's decision and the Senate's process. He will work with leaders in Congress to determine the best path forward, because no one in this country should work full-time and live in poverty. Now, worst comes to worst, with the $15 per hour minimum wage, Pelosi and other House leaders have also indicated that they're ready to move beyond this dispute and save the minimum wage fight for another day, while insisting that they get it done one way or the other. But then again, they're not out of tricks just yet. You got Senate Finance Committee Chairman Ron Wyden, who quickly revealed their plan B for getting the $15 per hour minimum wage, and that's a 5% tax penalty on large corporations if any of their workers earn less than a certain amount, with the penalty increasing over time. The point is, they're planning to incentivize businesses to be able to raise wages by providing an income tax credit equal to 25% of wages, or up to $10,000 per year per employer, to businesses that boost wages. Now, since this measure would actually impact the cash flow for the government budget, Wyden feels confident that McDonough will agree that they can be included into the stimulus package. So like I said, there's still going to be more developments and some more tricks up their sleeve. So make sure you guys are subscribed and be sure to hit the notification bell for upcoming videos. And stay tuned for this one, because I still have the calculations on how some families can get up to $14,000 altogether with the latest stimulus package bill, plus the 2 state stimulus programs announced earlier today. Oh, and don't forget about the latest installment of great side hustle ideas, including some of them coming from you guys. So definitely keep watching. Now, first, a really quick look at what you guys have been saying about the up and coming fascinating science channel called Matter. So the first comment comes from Raymond Soto. He said the channel is so interesting and informative. Marie Anderson said, "Thank you, Ron Yates, for all your up-to-date information. My kids and I are watching Matter." I love it, Marie. And don't you guys love the family time together? The next comment comes from Cash Ryan. What's up, Cash? The Matter channel is amazing, bro, and my kids love it. See, I've been telling you guys, it's such a diverse channel. Like, kids and adults can enjoy it together. I think that's really what's up. The next comment came from Audrey Wynn 88's Gmail. "Oh yeah, loving the Matter channel you recommended." And the last comment came from White Feather Feathers. "Yes, Ron, I watch all the videos on Matter. YouTube, love the channel." So thanks, guys, and I'm really happy to hear that you guys are as hooked on the Matter channel as I am. And for those of you guys who haven't checked it out, you definitely should. So remember, that's Matter with 3 T's, and that extra T is because we got the T for you. But back to the stimulus. All right, guys, so the calculations are in, and according to Ed Mills, a Washington policy analyst at Raymond James, some American families could be receiving as much as, get this, $14,000. All right, so here's how it breaks down, right? A family of 4 earning less than $150,000 will receive $5,600. We're talking $1,400 per person. Now, this is under the proposed legislation. And on top of that, the $2,400 that they received through the relief bill that Congress passed in December. So that would actually bring their total stimulus payments to $8,000. That same family could also receive $6,000 and $7,200, somewhere between $3,000 and $3,600 per child under the revamped child tax credit. Now, this would bring the total up to an impressive $14,000. Isn't this crazy? Comment down below if you guys would love to see a big old $14,000 check hit your bank account. Yeah, I know we're talking about the future, but it's always good to have something to look forward to. Plus, for the here and now, I still have 2 state stimulus programs up my sleeve that I'm about to share with you guys. All right, so first up is Texas. We're talking about the Lone Star State here, and they've finally gotten to move along as it announced a statewide rental assistance program that is now live via their website. And the website address is texasrentrelief.com. And you can apply for assistance for expenses as far back as, get this, March 13th, 2020, like last year. And this also includes 3 months of past due, current, and expected rent and utilities home expenses. And so again, that's texasrentrelief.com, guys. And New Yorkers are not that far behind, guys, because the Big Apple provides this handy list of rental assistance agencies that are just waiting around to help you. So you can also check that one out for New York, and their website is rentassistance.us/st/new_York. I'll drop a link down below for you guys. Now, if you guys want to get ahead on your finances, then definitely keep watching because you know I've saved the best for last. Ka-ching! All right, guys, let's talk more money-making opportunities in our latest batch of side hustle ideas. And just as you guys have requested, the first comment comes from Elaine LeBlanc. And I hope I pronounced your name properly. I'm sorry if I didn't. Would love more information on side hustles. Ron, thank you. I got you. Mary Bailey. She said, I like the side hustle and would be interested in more. Thank you for your time. You're welcome, Mary. The next comment comes from Trisha Curran. She said, I'd love more detail on how to learn how to do side hustles, please. Trisha, I got you. And the last comment comes from Traveler519. They say, gotta get these side hustles in. Stim checks will go away, but side hustles won't. You know, that's a very smart statement. And it's true, you know, stimulus checks they're gonna come, but they're not gonna be here forever. So you need a long-term plan. You need a long-term way or method of generating additional income for you and your family. And Traveler519 makes a really good point, and this is exactly why I've been doing my best to help out with, you know, sharing my own personal finance know-how. Because yeah, the stimulus checks are definitely going to be a good start, but personal finance will really take you a long way. And if you guys have noticed, we've been really talking about investing, saving money, making money more and more over the last couple weeks. And I'm really glad that you guys are absolutely appreciating the personal finance content that I do for you guys. So be sure to stay tuned to the channel as we go more and more into this in coming videos. All right, guys, so let's talk about side hustles, right? So let's get the ball rolling with a few of my own, and then we'll cap it off with some of the side hustles coming from you guys. Yep, I pulled some of your side hustles that you mentioned from the comments. We'll talk about them later. Now, today's set of ideas is all about alternative investments. So these are for people who are not necessarily into the stock market and regular investment options, but they kind of want to try and see what else is out there, right? Now, usually these alternative investments, they take the form of like real estate crowdfunding and maybe even business lending. But the best of them can pretty much give you right around a 10% return on your money after about a year, which really isn't too bad. Now, real estate investing comes in many forms, including wholesaling, you've got traditional rentals, you got house hacking, and pretty much everything in between, right? I guess you can even throw in Airbnb. Now, every day, the latest platforms and technology is opening up more ways to be able to participate in the real estate industry with less work. Now, my recommendation is to search for real estate investing platforms and compare them to see like which one is actually best for you. Now, some platforms like Fundrise, they offer quarterly dividends, but they also come with management fees and other ways that can kind of eat away at your investment. And there's also zero fee management fee ones like Diversifund, but they again keep your money for a longer period, somewhere around 3 to 5 years before you actually see a return on your initial investment. I'll be sure to provide a link to these in the comments just to kind of help you guys get started. And then there's business lending. Now, this is a subcategory of peer-to-peer lending where you can actually lend your money to growing businesses that need the extra cash to expand or, kind of get their startup going. Now, for investors, business lending represents the chance to be able to support small businesses' growth while earning attractive returns. Now, these are typically more secure than if you were to go into like a peer-to-peer lending site. So they offer a little bit more reasonable interest rates that are somewhere around 5% for business expansion lending. Basically, they perceive it as, their risk is a little bit lower, so the amount of payout is a little bit lower as well. Now, for startup investing, be prepared to potentially wait a little bit longer to be able to see a return, since it usually takes a public stock offering or an acquisition to be able to cash out your money. All right, so now that we've covered those, let's go ahead and cover a few great side hustle ideas from you guys that I grabbed from the comments. So, all right, so the first one comes from Winston Rampersad. He says, "Hey Ron, thanks for all the knowledge you give us each day coming from my side hustle doing landscaping, home improvement, mechanic work, and a health coach. Keep up the great work." Man, you're pretty diversified. Hey, Winston, I just want to thank you very much for sharing your side hustles with us. That's pretty awesome, man. All right, so the next side hustle actually comes from Mary Jones. She goes, "Hello, Ron. As usual, I'm proud of how you help us to understand how we can live and have a good financial future. My side hustle is that I live near a water place that only have outdoor food. I have set up a food stand in my front yard. Because I live in the country, it takes 25 or 20 minutes to get down to town and a restaurant." Hey, Mary, I really appreciate you dropping the comment down below and sharing your particular side hustle. And, I just want to give you a big pat on the back for, going out there, hustling and getting it. Nice job. All right, so the next comment comes from Tammy Townsend. She says, "I've been buying things really cheap from thrift stores, collectible things I know are worth over $100. I recently purchased a Royal Dalton collectible that is worth $200 or more, and I only paid $6 for it. Wow, that is freaking awesome, Tammy. Now I gotta figure out what platform to sell it on. I use Marketplace and have done well there, but I'm not sure if that's the best place to sell a collectible Royal Dalton item." Well, Tammy, I'm not sure if I can recommend a better platform to sell that on because I'm not really an expert in that particular item, but I just want to commend you for being able to find gems or diamonds in the rough, so to speak. I mean, being able to turn $6 into $200, oh, I'll play that game all day long. So really impressed with that one. A lot of brilliant ideas, I have to say, guys. I'm really impressed. And the smartest tip that I can give any of you guys interested in side hustles is literally just get started. And if you guys want to know more about any of these side hustles, just drop me a comment down below and maybe we'll arrange a really quick guesting and maybe an interview with one or two of these like-minded side hustlers to be able to get you guys started. And if you guys have a side hustle of your own, definitely share it in the comments down below. We might even feature it in a future video like we did earlier. So I just want to say a big shout out and a big thanks to all you guys who have been giving, life to our community and our personal finance community that we're building on this channel. Really, guys, I totally appreciate all that you're doing. Keep up the good work and keep up the pursuit of reaching financial freedom. I know you guys can do it. But anyway, guys, that is all for this stimulus check update and stimulus package update. You've got the Democrats' plan B for passing the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. The House actually just passed the stimulus package, so that is huge news, guys. Also, how some families could get up to $14,000 from the third stimulus check bill. And finally, not one, but two state stimulus programs, all for you guys. And of course, we covered the latest side hustles from both my research and your comments. And if you guys haven't already, do me a favor, go ahead and like this video. I put a lot of effort into each and every one of my videos. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and tap the notification bell so that you know as soon as I release new videos and content. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.